Fio Mahony.
Margaret. Alas Concorla, I welcome the opportunity to speak on this motion, and I compliment Deputy Thomas Pringle and the Independents for Change for bringing it forward. I also compliment and recognise the role of Independent Living Movement Ireland in this campaign and the bringing forward of this motion, and I wish to acknowledge their presence in the public gallery here this evening. The importance of personal assistance in the lives of people with disabilities cannot be overestimated, and it is almost impossible for people to realise how difficult life can be for people with disabilities. Fianna Fáil believes that we must support people with disabilities to have more fulfilling lives and careers. Personal assistant hours are enormously important in this regard, Minister. Personal assistant hours are a crucial way to allow people with a disability to enjoy equal and independent lives in the same way as other people do. We would propose at least a doubling of the 1.5 million hours over the next 5 years. In that context, we are happy to support the aims of this motion. Minister, any time I table parliamentary questions on the provision of personal assistant hours, they are always referred to the HSE, who always in turn reply that the need for increased services is acknowledged. The HSE also says that no additional funding has been provided for personal assistance and home support services to the HSE since 2008, Minister, and as a result, waiting lists are not maintained as a matter of course. Nonetheless, they do provide information gleaned from the Health Research Board planning analysis through databases for people with a disability, and in line with the information available from the National Disability Database reports, 291 people are listed as waiting PA services. 291, Minister. However, they qualify this by pointing out that at the National Disability Database, it's not mandatory, and it is quite possible that there is actually an under-reporting of the need. The increase in personal assistance support over the past 5 years has been modest, to say the least, Minister. In 2014, some 1.3 million personal assistant hours were provided to 2,186 people, an average of 603 hours per year, or 11.5 hours per week, Minister. For 2019, the HSE target was 1.63 million hours to 2,535. That's 642 hours per person per year, or just over 12 hours a week, the same as the upturn in 2018. However, according to the Independent Living Movement Ireland, figures show that 84.44% of those who receive the personal assistance service receive less than 3 hours per day on average, with 44.41% in receipt of an average of 42 minutes per day. We have to agree with the assertion that anyone who receives an average of 42 minutes per day, Minister, is not going to be able to live independently, is not going to be able to access education or employment, and is not able to become involved in proper, genuine and meaningful social engagement. People with disabilities with reduced services of this nature will become imprisoned in their homes without the opportunity to interact, and may become prone to isolation and depression. With the PAS, people with disabilities get to be in control and direct the PA to carry out tasks both inside and outside of the home, including personal care, domestic duties, assisting in day-to-day tasks such as shopping, support in the workplace or socialising. A very good point that is made in this debate is that a unique benefit of PAS is that it diminishes dependence on family and friends. The confidential relationship that develops between people with disabilities and the PAs enables disabled people to maintain a private life and their dignity, Minister. The PAS enable the transformation from existing to living, and that's why they are so important. I welcome the fact that the Government is not opposing this motion, Minister. Whether this leads to any more positive action remains to be seen, and I certainly will be looking for action. We really need to see a decent increase in personal assistant hours in the 2020 HSE service plan. That indeed would be very welcome, Minister. Lascian Corla and Minister, I commend this motion and I sincerely hope for action. Margaret.